All right. First ever YouTube exclusive video here at the temple, and we're going to draft M19. I love draft. I think draft is one of the most challenging formats in all of Magic. And that's why I like it, because I like challenges. There's three things you want to be good at draft. Number one, you want to be a good deck builder because you have to deck build on the fly. Number two, you have to be a good pilot because there's a lot of tough decisions in draft because it's a grindier format than other formats, and oftentimes you're using cards that you're not too familiar with. So being a good pilot helps you win those really close games. The third thing you need is experience. And sadly, this is pretty hard to come by without throwing yourself to the wolves for a while. You can watch videos like this one, or read articles, but the best experience comes through play. And experience means a lot of things in draft. One, it's knowing what cards to pick, knowing which cards are powerful and which work in which decks. You also need to know what your opponents are most likely to pick, or in the case of MTG Arena, what the bots are least likely to pick. And finally, you should know the pump spells. Pump spells are very important in draft. There's often one or two pump spells in everybody's deck, and being able to make smart blocks and attacks that play around these spells is the difference between winning and losing. So today we're going to do the draft and probably just a game or two. I don't want the video to go on too long. For M19, which is the format we're drafting today, I still believe the two best decks are black-white life gain and green splash pretty much anything. Black-white life gain is just very strong if you can get the pieces you need. Green, I think, is very strong because I think the bots are pretty forgiving as far as green. Cards like Thornhide Wolves, which is a very decent beater in this format, generally will come around and around and around. And other green cards aren't valued so highly, so I think you can get away by... You can pick up a lot of playable cards late in the draft. Here we go. Okay. So there's a lot of good cards here. Transmogrify Wand is pretty good. It's a good way to stop massive creatures and turns them into 2/4s. It might be a fun pick. I've never run this one. Volley Veteran can be okay if you're playing a lot of goblins, which there are a lot of in this set. Siegebreaker Warrior is a good beater, making things that can't block. Cards with activated abilities or extra abilities in general are worth more in draft. Colossal Majesty is okay. You can build a deck around it, get some card value. Mighty Leap is an okay pump spell. Knight of the Tusk is okay. Gearsmith Prodigy. Meh. Aviation Pioneer is a pretty good one. Blue-white Artifacts is a pretty good archetype in M19, and this card is all of that. Chill is meh. Salvager of Secrets can be okay. This is a Grizzly Bear. Sure Strike is a good combat trick. Spark Trunk Dragon is fine. Rabid Bite is fine. I think we're going to have some fun here, and we're going to take the wand. It leaves us open to all colors. This card is pretty terrible. Though people are playing it in standard, but it's pretty terrible in draft. I've not played with the Harpy. It seems dangerous. You really need a great deck to make this Harpy great. Rupture Spire is really nice fixing in draft. Wind Mage is okay, especially in like a blue-red deck where you cast a lot of spells. Cancel, Chill, Doom Descender is good. Lich's Caress is removal, and where I'm leaning, Elvish Rejuvenator and Sky Scanner, these are both you can pick both of these cards very high. But I'm going to go for the removal here of Lich's Caress. Reassembling Skeleton can be super duper annoying if they don't have Trample. Fiery Finish is overpriced. Revitalize is meh, but it cycles. Divination is a fine card if you're going blue. This card's pretty meh. This card's pretty meh. Tormenting Voice is... I think it's a good draw spell, but the bots do not rate it very highly, so you can always pick these up late. Anaki Ogre is a fine beater. Oakenform is okay. I prefer Blanchwood Armor if I have to take a green enchantment. Rock's Oracle I like. Dreadmaw I like. Gearsmith is a good card if you're playing white-blue. Artifacts and Highland Lake. Kind of partial to the skeleton since we're in black here. Otherwise, I think I would take the Dreadmaw or the Oracle. But we're having fun today. Skeleton can block an Ox all day long. Johnny's Welcome is good for the white-black life gain deck, which we could still be, though we haven't really seen the payoff cards. The payoff cards for white-black life gain are Vampire Neonate, Epicure of Blood, and Regal Bloodlord. You could pick up Rupture Spire for fixing. Could pick up Snapping Drake because it's a flyer. Rock's Oracle because it's red. Bogart Brute is a nice beater. I think it's between Brute and Oracle here. Not really sure where we want to be. I did say play green splashing anything. Red has some pretty good removal available to it. I'm going to take the Brute. Here's a Neonate. I wouldn't mind ending up being black-white. Life gain. Dragon Egg is a fine card. There's nothing really in green here. Doom Descender is also a fine black card. Omen Speaker is good in blue. Tough choice between the Egg and the Neonate here. I think I want to stay open to black-white life gain. So we're going to pass the Egg and take the Neonate. Explosive Apparatus, I don't value very highly as a removal spell. Dwindle I like better than that. We're not playing either of those colors. So for me, I don't like Lightning Mirror at all. The one toughness is just not enough. So for me, it's between the Ogre and the Child of Night. Child of Night just for the lifelink. Let's take that card. There's not much in this pack. Guys, once again, see these green Thornhide Wolves come around very late. It's a really nice way to fill up your deck with playables, and they're very decent. Sure Strike is good. I think we're just going to go with Manalith here. That'll keep us open. This is a pretty late Manalith. We could go Dwarven Priest, but we're not quite all in yet on the black-white life gain. Trusty Pack Beast. I guess it would be sweet with Wand. Does Wand go away No, 1 doesn't go away when you use the counters. So let's go with Manolith. This is a super late Elvish Rejuvenator. Infectious Horror isn't good. We don't want another Manolith. Invoke the Divine's not great. I'm going to take this Rejuvenator. I don't really recommend going 3 colors. But with a Manolith and a Rejuvenator, I'm starting to think about it. We don't seem to have a Majesty deck. We haven't picked up any big creatures, so I'm going to take the Grizzly Bear here. We'll take Sure Strike. Tormenting Voice. I'm going to take the Welcome. Priest. And the Corpse. All right, let's see what we get. Pack 2. Oh, Palaka Worm. Gravedigger. This pack is really good. Palaka Worm is quite the beater. We have a Manolith and a Rejuvenator, so we actually have the ramp to support it already. Gravedigger's a great card. Satyr Enchanter I don't love. I don't love enchantments. I like Encyclopedia a lot, especially if you can like hide behind walls of mist. Encyclopedia is very good at getting through your deck. Night's Pledge is meh. Smelt is meh. Motivator is meh. Infectious Horror is even worse than that. Trumpet Blast, Wall of Vines, Thornhide Wolves. Skymarsh Bloodletter is good. So right now the decision is pick the safe pick and pick one of these good black cards, in which case it would probably be Gravedigger. Though I could even pick Encyclopedia. Or go for the bomb. End up dropping red, which is fine. And then go for black-green. I think Palaka Worm is a good enough payoff. Let's go for it. I like to cut my cards as I go along. Gives me a better idea of what I actually want to do. So Mind Rot and Duress are okay. They're not great. Daggerback can be good if you hit a Declared Dominance. Amulet is garbage. I think Drill Master is the best card in this pack. But we are all in on the Palaka Worm now. Remember when I said it was good with Declare Dominance? Death Touch plus Declare Dominance is quite a beating. Blood Divination is okay. I don't trust Lich at all. If you got this pick 1, pack 1, I could see building around it. Essence Scatter is a very good card in this format. Abnormal Endurance is fine. Hopefully this will wheel. Hired Blade is also playable. But we got to take the Dominance. We just took the Basilisk. There's another Neonate. Gasbark Twins, Plummet, Rabid Bite, Rock's Oracle. I think we want removal. Generally, the pick order you want to use is bombs first, removal second, evasion third. That's one of the talked about strategies in draft. I'm going to go with the removal here. Neonate's a good pick. Gasbark's a good pick. Rock's Oracle's a good pick. But I like removal here. Sift is a very good card. This is good. The white-black life gain deck. We're off of that. I think Dreadmaw is fine. We're just going giant green things. Spider's okay too, but I like Dreadmaw more. And the green is coming around, folks. I think I like Oracle over Wolves here. There's a chance the Wolves will come around again. I don't love Bog Stomper. It does not have trample. Compare this to the Dreadmaw, which is 6/6 trample for the same casting cost. But I do like Spider. So that's a fine card. We do have to worry about flyers in the World of Green. Two-headed Zombie and Bristling Boar. I like Boar a little bit better. It's a little beefier. Still pretty hard to block. It's kind of the opposite of Menace. Infectious Horror is still terrible. Dude, this pack was terrible. We'll take Highland Game. I think that's better than Walking Corpse. There's nothing here for us. We'll take the Duress. Plummet. Sometimes I play it. Sometimes I don't. Now we'll take the Bog Stomper, though we hopefully won't have to play it. Field Creeper we could play. Frilled Sea Serpent we're not. We're not playing blue. Okay. Well, we're playing green-black, and we have a Manolith. So the green in this pack is pretty terrible. The black in this pack is pretty terrible. The best card in this pack is probably Essence Scatter. Skilled Animator I like a lot. But this pack is pretty much garbage. Goblin Instigator is good. So I say we go for it. Let's do it. Sonic Symbiote is a good card. Boy, almost makes it worth splashing for too. This card is very good. But I once audibled to Sonic Symbiote and never got there, so that was sad. So I'm worried about that. Pegasus Courser is a very good card. But we're not white. So the green cards are Centaur Courser and Oaken Form. Centaur Courser's fine. And the black cards are Archer and Sovereign's Bite. Right now I like to check our curve. So we're actually not going to be playing a Johnny's Welcome. And normally you play 17 lands. In draft, you can play 16 if your deck is a little more aggressive or has cheap casting costs, and you can play 18 if you have expensive casting costs. We kind of have expensive casting costs, but we also have a Manolith, which kind of offsets that. So right now I think I'm at 17 lands. So we want 23 cards in our deck, which is where we're at. So that means every time we pick a card, we have to remove a card from the deck. And right now our curve looks pretty decent. 2 drops, 3 drops, 4 drops, 5 drops, a gazillion drops. We're not going to play that Bog Stomper. That's probably the first cut. So let's go with the Archer and take out the Bog Stomper. Now this pack has a lot of good cards here. I'm a pretty big fan of Bookcase. Especially it's good for these big creatures, just jamming them through. I'm also a fan of Abnormal Endurance. This is a pretty good combat trick. I'm a fan of Spider and Skyscanner as well. This is a very hard pick. So we need to think about what our deck needs more right now. We clearly have the top end. That's pretty good. We could use more removal. None of this does removal things. Our 2 drops are pretty mediocre. This is probably the best. This is meh. This is meh. This is meh. This is meh. Our 3 drops are fine. And And our 4-drops look pretty good. Oh, Dwarven Priest needs to be out of there. We're not playing white anymore. So we're scrapping for playables a little bit here. But right now our way of winning is with big creatures. Kind of ramping out to them. I like Skyscanner here, but I'm going to go with the bookcase. I think making these creatures unblockable is a good way to win. I don't really believe in Rogue's Gloves. I think you need a specific deck for that. Bone to Ash, I think it's fine. Or very good. Not as good as Essence Scatter, but good. This is going to be another easy Basilisk here. Since we already have the Declare Dominance, we want more targets. And we want to take out some garbage cards. Field Creeper, I think, is the first to go. Then we're going to take another Neonate. And take out Duress. This Elvish Rejuvenator coming late is super awesome for us. Want that. Now we take out... It looks bad here. Maybe I'm going to give Child of Night a little better try than I have before. So we'll take out the Grizzly Bear Walking Corpse. Then we're going to pick up Hired Blade here. I think this card's pretty good. Let's take our curve into consideration again. 2 1-drops, 6 2-drops, 6 3-drops, 3 4, 3 5, 3 7-drops. No, that's a 6-drop. Anyway, let's take the Hired Blade. That's fine. What do we cut for Hired Blade? I think we can cut a Highland Game. Another Basilisk. We have to take it. I think that's too good for us. Macabre Waltz is a fine card. Near the end of these packs, sometimes I do have hard decisions, so I do get above 23 cards. Sometimes it's easy. I might care about Plummet. We do have the Wand, though. I forgot about the Wand. That's pretty much removal. Or at least it deals with flyers that we can't get at. Might take out the Neonate. I'm not sure how good these are. I don't think we're playing any of these cards. So we'll put the Oakenform in the sideboard, even though we play quick draft here because you get the draft more. And pretty much every other card is going to the sideboard here. Hate drafting. Now we got our deck. 17 lands, 1 mountain. That's fine. We only have the Vivictus. We do have the Manolith. It'd be nice if we had picked up one of those Rupture Spires earlier. Then I'd feel really good. But I think a Manolith and 1 mountain is fine, especially with 2 Elvish Rejuvenators to kind of help search things out. Plus, the way the Arena Shuffler works, I'm sure we're going to get the mountain in our opening hand like every game, no matter what. I think this deck looks really nice. We're at 41 cards. I don't think we need 18 lands because we have the 2 Rejuvenators and the Manolith. So I think we can get to these big cards pretty smoothly. Need to make 1 cut here. I don't really want to cut the Child of Night. We only have 2 2-drops. Then again, Neonate is okay, so it's kind of like we have 4 early drops. Then we get into this. Hired Blade's pretty sneaky, but maybe we could cut that. since we're pretty heavy on 3-drops. Macabre Waltz could be the other cut. But I kind of like Macabre Waltz here. I think it's some pretty sweet value. Get back Rejuvenators or something, which wouldn't be terrible. Skeleton, of course, we don't need it. Another reason to play 18 lands would be if we had a bunch of mana sinks. Here we only really have Reassembling Skeleton and Neonate. I'm going to take the Hired Blade. And that's our 40, folks. I don't think it's worth playing 2 mountains just for Vivictus. There's nothing else really worth splashing here. We didn't pick up any. I mean, Belgar Brute is a good card, but we're not going to play that just to play more red. Plummet would be a consideration. Hired Blade. Those 2 cards could be okay, but I like the deck the way it is. So let's run it up. Transmogrifying Wand on the deck box. That's sexy. Here we go. Never played Wand. I drafted Vivictus once before. Never cast him. Let's see if we can cast him this game. Evil Bleach is our opponent. Our deck is pretty strong if we can make it there. We have a lot of good tools to make it there. Let's go. We're a little low on removal, but Basilisk is kind of like removal. Basilisk on Declare Dominance is definitely like removal. The Neonate's just nice. It gives you something to do. It gives you a little bit of reach to finish off the game. We're going to ramp here. Hopefully get a black source or a red source. This guy is cycling on us. All right, we'll take the black source. There are some fast white-black decks, but overall I think this format is about medium. Rock's Oracle matches up pretty well against Daybreak Chaplain. Now, if Daybreak Chaplain gets enchantment here, it doesn't do as well. So we're playing white. Green, so there's a lot of pump spells they could have. That is annoying. We could kill it and lose both of these, which I think is fine. I mean, we drew a card. Value-wise, we're still getting a pretty good deal. He's out of pump spells, so I think it's worth blocking here. Lifelink sucks. We also don't want his primate growing forever here. Make him have other ways to grow his primate. We are 1 off of Palaka Worm here. I'm worried he's got more life gain here, and this Primate's going to get out of control. But we always have the Basilisk. Well, it's time to get wormy, folks. Time to get wormy. Let's see what this pack 2 pick 1 can do for us. This guy's really got a nice thing going here. It's going to be hard to beat. We could really use a declared dominance. He's at 31 life. That is brutal. Hit in with our worm friend. Ooh, I like this. This is going to be a tough race to win here. We really could find our Lich's Caress or our Rabid Bite would be nice. He's in top deck mode. We are 2. The Neonate will help keep us alive a little bit. We take 6 in the air. We're on a 4-turn clock here. I guess it'll be 5-turn, but if we can keep triggering the Neonate. Flooding out a bit here. We only play 17 lands, and we're at 9 lands. He's at 7. I'm going to hold this land. I like that he keeps, instead of doing like a triple block and trying to kill it, I'm not sure he had that option, but he's certainly racing here. 1 Lich's Caress would probably win us the game. Giant Spider wouldn't be bad, though that doesn't really stop anything. Woo, that's a good one. Let's go. I've never cast it. Let's go, YouTube. What up? Yo. How's that race looking now, friend? Got him. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That was a close one. Yikes. Let's go. Transmorgifying Wand would have been a good pull there for that Pride Mate. We had a lot of answers. Clearly the Dragon answer is the bestest answer. Woo! That was the top deck. Like it. And I like draft, folks. So this will probably be the last game because I don't want the video to run on too long. Let's see if we can go 2-0 here. We can't play anything in our hand, but I don't like mulliganing. And we're on the draw, so we get to get, 3 looks before we need to play another land. And paid off immediately. I think we'll start with the Child tonight. Lots of times people don't play anything, they'll drop 3. You can chase Scorpions now. By the way, if you are an arena player and you haven't been playing since the new update, it's good. I think the prize structure for it is pretty terrible for the new formats. Child of Night doesn't do much with Druid of Cowl, but it's fine. If he taps Druid of Cowl, then we can get in. Though I assume he'll be tapping Druid of Cowl to cast another creature. Snapping Drake, maybe? All right, called it. Now that thing we can attack into. That's an easy trade. Generally, in draft, you want to attack first before you play almost anything, because you really want to deny them information, and you want to have mana up to threaten pump spells. Here we're going to go with the ramp. Hopefully we'll hit a swamp, which we do. But we passed a Palaka Worm and a Dreadmaw to the bottom, so it'd be really nice to shuffle our deck. I don't think we have any shuffle effects. All right. Oh, we have a Dreadmaw. I thought that was in there. We did draft one spider here, if I recall. Really thinking about swinging with the Child of Night. He blocked with open Omen Speaker, and we Skeleton Archer it. I'm a little worried he has a Declare Dominance, in which case we just lose everything anyway. And if he wants to trade the Basilisk for it, that's a great deal. I'll make that deal all day. I wish this actually had reach like most archers do. But the skeleton, he's got no muscles. So, what's he supposed to do? We need to get rid of this Basilisk before we play the Dreadmaw. So once again, we're going to attack with all our mana up. We're certainly not going to play the mountain. But we are Vivictus ready now. Wow. He must have a pump spell. Titanic Growth here. Okay. You can't really play around Titanic Growth like that. I mean, if he has it, he has it. It's better that he doesn't use it to do 4 points of damage to our face. We lose the archer, but we gain some friends. Not really. We gain information. He uses a card. It's fine. We're still at 18, which is pretty good. Declare Dominance would be nice there. He does not want to trade that Basilisk. So he must have a Declare Dominance. Probably in hand. And he's just been stuck on 4 land. I'd hate to lose the Dreadmaw to it. But I'm not sure we're winning this race otherwise. I think we got to play out the Dreadmaw. That's a tough decision. If he goes land, Declare Dominance here, it's going to feel pretty bad. We don't have much choice. We are certainly running out of time here. Our own Declare Dominance would be pretty sweet. We have that card too. Vivictus is pretty nice. I assume we'll trade the Basilisk here. And this time, I totally think it's worth it. Because now we don't have to worry about Declare Dominance. Killing our Vivictus. And he's got to deal with... Oh my god, he could have Essence Scatter. Whoo, whoo, whoo. I don't think we could have played around Essence Scatter there, but that is frightening. Disperse. Okay. We go to 3, and I guess we're just dead. He just out-tempoed us with those Drakes. Even if we find we could only find Declare Dominance. How much mana do we have? No, that doesn't even work. 7, 8. We're going to lose this one, huh? Couldn't find the spider. Did we run Plummet main deck? I don't think Rabbit Bite gets us there. I'm not sure what gets us there, but I'll look at a card. Not the bookcase. Well, That disperse was really nice. Really nice. Let's play one more. These games go pretty quick. Let's see if we can end on a positive or low note there. Couldn't find the transmogrifying wand. Couldn't find any removal that game. It's a bit of a bummer. Any bit of removal would have... We should have won that game with the dragon. Or if he just didn't have disperse there, would have been nice. That's why evasion is the... We're going to keep. This hand is not great. Evasion is the third thing you want. It's hard to deal with those flyers. Where this spider was, I don't know. We could have used the spider. Let's do the bookcase. If we played the neonate, we could start ticking the neonate. Rejuvenator's a really nice pull there. As usual, we're looking for a swamp. That seems to be what we've been doing the whole time. I think we could take the mountain here. Oh, we have Vivictus in hand. I forgot about that. That's easy mountain. Pegasus Courser. It's a good card. I'm going to play the spider here. Spider blocks the line breaker. If it flies. We have to be a little careful with our spider now. We don't really want to lose it to a pump spell. Like make a stand. Never mind. Here come the beats. Are we going to lose to flyers again? We could bookcase in the Child of Night. Doesn't seem great. Could be in trouble, folks. Could be over quick again. Oh, Vivictus only costs 6. All right. Let's see what he's got for that. Dragon down. Hieromancer's Cage would be terrible. Opponent has it all. Opponent has it all. Looks like we should be main decking Plummet here. We don't have... We don't have Naturalize. Every time I played Plummet, it just sits in my hand, though. I don't understand it. Whenever I play an opponent, of course, they have it, the exact answer. I really think this guy's deck, I mean, these cards are not that great, but he has the removal, and we can't find any of our removal. Which has just been terrible. Ooh, that's pretty good. That is removal of sorts. So we put it on here. We get a 7/5. He blocks with everything. We kill those two things. Then he's down to a 3-turn clock in the air. There's no way he's not going to tap the Courser. This is our all we can do. Can't start firing up the Neonate here. that will help stem the bleeding. So it's a 5-turn clock again with the neonate. Still, that child of night would be nice. Ugh, now he's got his own neonate. And stag, this guy's got gas. And we do not have gas. I just don't even know if it's worth killing the Doom Descender. I don't think it is. But I think we should play things out because he's got the stag. We're not dead. He attacked with the neonate, which is interesting. He could have a pump spell. I mean, this guy seems to have had everything he needs here. So we'll put something in front of it. Yeah. This guy had 5 mana. Just... the QCs are rough. I don't know how he got perfectly on 5 mana, but we just did draw nearly as many playables as he did. I like this dragon deck. Let's do it one more time while the video is still running. I think we deserve better. We haven't drawn the wand at all. Actually, let's see. Too late. I was going to check our deck for plummet. I think we need the plummet in there. Seems to be the way we die. Now we have a questionable hand. I'm going to keep it. Go big or go home. Let's see what happens. If we can draw one more land, we're okay. If we can't, we're in terrible shape. All right. We've managed to fade scary part number 1. We also found removal. We basically have 2 removal spells with Declare Dominance and Lich's Caress. Haven't seen the wand at all. The deck box namesake. It's nowhere to be seen. Cobb Waltz is a nice one. Always get in for damage when you can, folks. Last game, I felt like we didn't have much of a chance. He just had really nice answers. And that Courser, as you saw, did a lot of good work. This guy's stuck on mana. We are not, but we can also not cast Vivictus. So what's nice about the Basilisk is people don't want to attack into it. That sucks. It's a nice life swing here. Boy, it'd be nice to proc this since we haven't swung with it once. We've cast it like 3 times. Hieromancer's Cage. Again. Sky Scanner. I'll just trade the Basilisk really easy here with the Daybreak Chaplain. Do I have to do this? We could actually get a land off of him. Seems like a good trade. We could use another. Oh, we got Dreadmaw. And he got Recollect? That seems like a fair deal. That seems like a fair deal. All right. Well, that deck finally did what we wanted it to. We'll end here at 2-2. Let's look at the deck a bit, actually, before we finish off. I think we do want to plummet in here. And really like our top end. Maybe take out a Neonate. It's not, life gain really isn't our game plan. This is kind of just a nice little wall with a little bit of reach at the end. Though maybe Child of Night is worse. Though with Bookcase, Child of Night can be pretty nice. This deck is pretty fun. I hope we get a few more wins, but that is going to be it for the M19 Draft video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to put more YouTube content, but I really like streaming too much. So if you guys do want to watch more of my content, I do recommend you come to Twitch. I'll be streaming tonight. Probably will not finish this deck because I'll have already finished it during the day. But I appreciate y'all coming out, enjoying M19 Draft. It's a pretty fun format, I think. It's a lot of good places to go. I know we're coming off Dominaria, which people thought was the funnest format like ever to draft, or in a long time. But draft is a pretty decent way to build your collection. And for me, it's just the most fun thing I can do in Arena right now. So have a good one, guys. Peace.